Hey, get right back.
This is Words.
It's Clue Rock. You tuning in to the Astonishingly Odd podcast. Check us out.
The Astonishingly Odd podcast. Every Monday, 11:30 a.m. Make sure you like and subscribe. Let's go. It's the OWD family. We gon' do our thing.
Welcome back to the Astonishingly Odd podcast, where we are just two fewer because two of our brothers left. Chris Crack had to leave.
Shout out to Chris Crack, though.
Our brother Reeb had to leave. And as always, shout out to High Speed that unfortunately couldn't make it to this podcast today. Hopefully we see our brother next week. And for all y'all High Speed fans that been here and anticipating him, we got you again.
Gotcha.
You got to deal with us now.
Gotcha.
But getting back into the topics, man. And I did want to say this when Chris Crack was here. I want to say, Cutter, what up? What up to our brother Cutter, man?
Hey, man, what up, man? For real.
You dig? So just diving into the topics, man. Carmelo Anthony is a first ballot Hall of Famer in 2025.
Didn't I say something about this, though? Like, didn't I, like, no bullshit. Didn't I, like, say, like, one of our podcasts that we can't go and verify right now, unfortunately. But didn't I say something about, like, Carmelo should be, like, first ballot, like, Hall of Fame? Like,
I think you did.
I think so, too.
Like,
I vouch for you.
I really
that was
believe that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I always thought that, too. Like, look, I love LeBron.
Yeah.
But we also talked about, too, the Cole Rookie of the Year with them two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I told y'all I felt that Carmelo should have got the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm hyped about this, to be honest with you. Like, I really think that Carmelo should, like,
I think it's well
get
deserved.
in. It's definitely well deserved.
He's a top 75 player as well.
Yeah, so, like, there you go. And he probably would have been top 50 if he played at that time.
And Dwight Howard's going in there.
So, look, can I say this?
What?
I don't know if Superman should be.
Nah,
I agree. I don't think Dwight Howard should be.
Ain't no way. Look, Dwight Howard.
I don't know, man.
Dwight Howard deserves to be a Hall of Fame.
And Gene, look, if this becomes one of our viral clips and you see this, bro, please comment if you think that that Dwight Howard should be in the Hall of Fame, because I don't think so.
Bro, man is certified, dog.
All right, okay.
He's certified. Everything that he did in Orlando, bro, like, come on, man. That guy was going crazy. He's going stupid. And
hey, Shaq's bringing him out, though. I think that's dope.
No, I think that is amazing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then they had like a little fake beef.
It really wasn't a beef, bro.
They were beefing for the Superman name, weren't they?
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
It was because of the Superman, because he was Superman.
No, well, it stemmed from that because Shaq, in his opinion, he felt like I'm Superman and he hasn't done enough to surpass me, which is correct.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, for y'all to be giving him this title when I've done everything I've accomplished and he doesn't meet the qualifications for that.
It was just because of the dunk. It wasn't even like he did anything to be Jack Diesel Superman type of stuff. It was just honestly, a coincidence that he put that suit on during the dunk, and that's where that whole thing came from.
I don't think it's coincidence at all. I think he did that to pay homage because he was in Orlando and Shaq started in Orlando.
True.
So I think he did that purposefully because he's like, Superman, I'm going to pay homage to Superman. I'm the next best thing here in Orlando since Shaq.
I don't think so because, they be coming up with dunks like the Statue of Liberty dunk just because it kind of looks like the Statue of Liberty. I'm going to make this one look like Superman. So it was like, this dunk's going to look like a Superman dunk.
Javi, what the fuck did he do that looked like Superman?
Put on a Superman outfit.
That's it.
Then he
didn't do a Superman dunk.
He was like, he jumped over somebody?
He didn't
I don't even think he jumped over nobody.
Bro, no, he didn't. He didn't do a Superman dunk. He just put a Superman cape on while he was dunking. That's why I feel like that was paying homage to Shaq, who been there in Orlando. I think it got blown out of proportion. And I also think that Shaq didn't have a beef with him neither. He was just saying, there's certain things you need to do to be great. And I feel like you haven't reached that. And sometimes when you talk to a motherfucker like that, they don't respect it because nobody wants to be talked to like they're not great.
Nah, indeed, though. I ain't going to hot take it, bro. I do. He did have a couple.
You can't hear you.
Nigga, you can't hear me.
I can't hear you
No,
either.
we
I
can't
can't
hear you in the
All
microphone,
right, man,
bro.
look, I think that he definitely had a couple defensive championships. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that he should be. If you get defensive championships,
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you're not in the Hall of Fame for talking in the microphone. That's for sure.
how about you turn my microphone up? How about that, bro?
Yeah, we
Please.
might have to do something.
Yes, we'll do that.
'Cause,
Like,
man,
that's the thing.
okay. Let's talk about the other Carmelo.
Y'all
Anthony.
change me over to another seat. Then keep talking about the microphone. God damn, man.
There's
Like,
a thing you do with like
it's not like because it doesn't.
speaking
It does
into
not.
it.
It does not happen on any other podcast, but except for this one. Let's go.
Well, that is true.
All right, so let's
That
go.
is true. So Javi, you're to blame.
We adapt. That's what we do. We're human.
Okay. And to everybody watching us that can't hear Chris Hill, don't necessarily take that as a bad thing. Sometimes it's a good thing that you weren't able to hear him.
I do wish I had that button too. Maybe we just
You know what though?
lower the volume a little bit.
A mute Chris Hill button.
That's why I wish that I was not on the podcast with just you. That's why this portion of it's gonna suck because I'm on here with you two guys.
All right, bro. Let's get into the other Carmelo Anthony. Do y'all know who that is?
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Okay, so we'll break it down. Because Javi, I don't even know why you don't know. Listen, to everybody watching us, we are professional when we do this. We take notes, we build our topics up, we put them in the list.
Because niggas don't look at the topic.
Javi
Yo,
has.
I looked at the topic. Y'all didn't put a link. It was Carmelo spelled with a K. Nah, I thought that was a
So
typo.
why you
Carmelo
just
with the
didn't look
K.
it up?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought it was a typo.
I thought it would pique
No.
interest. I said the other Carmelo Anthony. Like, you just didn't look. Don't blame me for this because of your negligence. And you posted in the topics. You put topics on it.
That was mad suspect. It was Carmelo with a K, the other Carmelo, no link. It was like, what am I supposed to take with that information?
Okay, well, anyways, I'll break it down for
Why's it
you.
got to be all cryptic?
Okay, so in the news right now, that's been going everywhere, is a guy named Carmelo Anthony with a K.
With the K.
Not the other Carmelo, not the Hall of Famer Carmelo
No,
Anthony.
not the one we just talking about.
This is like a 16, 17-year-old kid
Yep.
that was on a track team that they were doing a track event for. It was raining that day in some part of Texas. I can't really remember the city, the town, but they were in Texas for sure. And it was raining that day, so this guy was sitting in underneath a tent for a school that wasn't his, right? So he's a black kid, Carmelo Anthony. Two white kids approached him. One of the guy, his name is Austin Metcalf, and his twin brother. They're on a football team. They're not on the track squad, but they're there to help set up and break down all of that stuff, just to help out with the event. So they approached the tent, and I'm gonna speak just from the fact basis of it all. Not that it's truly fact, just what I've heard coming out the people's mouths that were actually there.
Okay.
So from the other twin brother's perspective, right, that was there, he said they came to the tent. They seen him sitting there underneath the tent. They knew he wasn't from the school. He had on a different uniform. Like I said, it's raining. He's sitting there. They go sit down. They say they was talking whatever, and he was making like rude, absurd comments behind them to the point where they look back and they're like, yo, who are you? Like, you're not from this school. You're not supposed to be underneath this tent. He said, he said some more rude comments, and then he said, I'm not moving from this tent.
Hold on. You said it was raining?
Yeah, it was raining.
So he's like in there for shelter.
Yeah, and he's actually on the track team. You know what I'm saying? So he's doing the event. He's participating in the event.
Okay.
These guys are just like setting it up and breaking down and stuff like that. They're not involved in the event like that. So they say he's making rude comments. They tell him to leave. He said he's not going nowhere. He said, make me leave.
Right. I used to say that all the time.
Yeah, make me leave.
Degenerate.
So he said,
Goddamn degenerates.
He put like he said the guy Austin Metcalf, he tried to like touch him to force him to leave type of thing.
He touched him.
Yeah, he touched him.
Pause.
Pause. Yeah, pause. Not in that type of way.
This is the
But
pause.
he tried to he tried to remove him from the section, and then they said the dude said, "Punch me and see what happens."
Hold on. Who gonna say? He said, punch me and see what happens?
this is coming out the twin brother's mouth. Pause. You know what I'm saying? This is what he said.
Okay.
So he said, the dude said, punch me and see what happens. And then the dude didn't punch him, but I guess he tried to forcefully remove him from the spot.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude went in his bag. Actually, before he said that, he went in his bag or something. He grabbed something out.
Oh my God, a gun.
Which, like, oh my God. Like, if somebody going in a bag and then they tell you, punch me and see what happens, like, why is you doing something? But so they say try to physically remove him, and dude had the knife. He pulled the knife out the bag. So he stabbed him in the chest.
Damn.
And then he ran off.
Yep.
Oh shit.
So the thing about it is, this dude Austin Metcalf.
He ran fast as hell, didn't he? Because he was on the track team.
Jumped the fence and everything.
Oh man, that
hurdled
the motherfucker.
That boy is probably out of there. He would have won a gold medal.
Man, hurdled that bitch. That nigga was in a whole nother county by the time he was running.
So the guy Austin Metcalf, he passed away. So our condolences to Austin Metcalf, because it's just
R.I.P.
It's a terrible situation, man. He was a 17-year-old kid, football player. He was good in school. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the picture they paint on the internet is like that he was like this good kid, just football star.
Didn't deserve it.
You know what I'm saying? So he died in his twin brother's arms.
Damn, man, that's sad.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
You know that? Because I think about that sometimes. When twin brothers lose their brother, they got to see that person in the mirror.
Bro,
ain't that
dying in your twin brother's arms is so fucked up, bro. Like, are you serious? Well, dying in anybody's arms is fucked up.
Yeah.
But I mean, that had to be like even double dose, because I bet you they feel a certain way about that shit. You know what
crazy trauma, man. So yeah, our heart goes out to them. The thing about it is, so when they tell the story, I guess the twin brother told two different variations of the story. Sometimes your mind is cloudy or whatever, so I'm not gonna take that away from it.
Trauma, man.
But then the family of Carmelo Anthony, they spoke on it, and they said the way that they're trying to portray this is not all how it went down. Let me actually even rewind, because the police actually caught Carmelo Anthony not too far from the scene. And when they caught him, they didn't catch him with the knife. He had discarded the knife. But they caught him, and he didn't resist or anything like that. And then the cop said, I got the alleged suspect. And he said, no, it's not alleged. I did that. I was protecting myself.
Okay.
So he didn't deny it. And then he asked the cop, is he okay? You know what I'm saying? So he didn't anticipate on killing him. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of puts my mind in a different perspective. And then the issue is the internet's been going crazy with this, but it's kind of not even based off of like who is closely related to it. Yeah. They've been making it like a racial issue. And because it was two white guys coming to a black guy, you know what I'm saying? And now people are like, what if it was two black guys coming to a white guy? You know what I'm saying?
That's because, you know, you got a whole nother leader in chief.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
But the dude's father that passed away, his father was speaking on, he said he wasn't there. He got a call from the coach and said, you know, what happened? So he sped up over there. He got to see his son on a stretcher. He kissed him on the forehead. And he said, you know, I think it was at the hospital actually when the doctor actually told him he passed. He seen his son again. He kissed him on the forehead, and he was like, "This is not goodbye. This is later."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just got to where we gonna get to earlier before I did.
That's crazy. That's a shorty though, bro.
Yeah, his father was like really composed and stuff, and then he was kind of mad at the internet. He's like, "Y'all making this like a race thing. It's not a race thing. This kid made a bad decision that's gonna impact his life and it impact our lives."
Right.
He said, "I forgive the kid." You know what I'm saying? It's not for me to judge him. Like, God's gonna sort out everything. You know what I'm saying? I just feel bad for his family, and I feel bad for my family. This is not a race issue. Stop making it that way.
This kind of makes me think about Kyron Lacey.
I don't recall the story.
So Kyron Lacey was an LSU football player that was about to be in the draft. Saying like,
oh, that's the one that had the car accident.
And then like a couple days ago, he ended up dead.
Yeah. Well, he was about to get locked up, bro.
Yeah, I don't think that he was gonna like make it to. I mean, but the thing is, like, that's like Jalen Carter, isn't it? Like,
well, he got a slap on the wrist.
Well, I'm saying Jalen Carter, did he stop? Because I think the whole reason about this whole thing that he thought that he was going to get killed for it was him not stopping. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a vehicular homicide.
No,
right?
Jalen Carter, I feel like stopped.
No, I don't know. I can't say it either way.
Because his car was demolished too. He was going at such a rate of speed.
Oh, that he crashed his car.
Yeah, he crashed his car and that person's car. It was a woman in there with her pet, like a dog or something, and the car caught on fire.
Yeah.
They couldn't get her out of the vehicle.
But he got out of it.
Yeah, he got out of it. But I think there's actual video, and he was like,
so the other kid, the Kyron Lacey, is him hitting somebody and leaving.
Yeah, he fled the scene. Yeah, and that person passed away. So I think that's a different situation, and that was like actually today was supposed to be the hearing for that case.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's all of the pressures and stuff like that, and he ended up passing away. Condolences to him as well.
Yeah, and his family, like for real, like because like he did that to himself though. Terrible. He didn't want to like, you know. And I mean, I understand it. I don't understand it, but I understand it because I'll never like ever want to like do something to myself, you know. But I understand like if you think that you just couldn't take that, like, and maybe I don't know the whole mental thing about it.
Yeah.
You know, like you know, like mentally, like taking that or knowing that you did that, or you know, that could be like too much for a person to like live with.
Man, when you take a life and you not like a ill-minded individual, like those things are gonna sit with you, man, because you like, damn, like you would never anticipate something like that. Yeah, you know, just a moment that you was probably just trying to get home. You probably had a little bit too much to drink or whatever,
and driving too fast. You know what I'm saying? You was driving a little too fast, and that's fine.
They say he was trying to cut through the traffic.
That's what I'm
like,
getting at.
Get around it, like all that, like that's crazy, bro. But everything that you do has consequences and repercussions that come from it. But going back to Carmelo Anthony's situation, so now like this, it's been like this whole race thing on the internet, and you got like all of these people that have nothing to do with it, just talking about why it's a white thing or why it's a black thing. And when you boil down to the real situation at hand, I don't think it's none of that. I think if you think about it from the situation of everybody being the same race, you see it for truly what it is.
But nobody will ever think of that.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
If that was the case, then we wouldn't have racism right now.
Yeah, I think in this situation, it was the fact of somebody trying to say, yo, you got to get up out of here. Like, this is our tent. You know what I'm saying? On some macho stuff.
Yeah, and it was basically my first time hearing this, and it just sounds like those two, unfortunately, they were white boys. I'm going to just call them those two first kids, the twins, felt like they were some kind of way because there was two of them. Right. And they felt like, okay, this one kid, let's go ahead and punk him out. Plus, he's not even from this school.
His ass real quick. You know what I'm saying?
He's not even from the same school. So let's just go ahead and bully him a little bit. And it just unfortunately ended up the wrong way.
Yeah.
One of them lost their lives, and it could have happened to any race. It could have been.
But you know what, though? I be thinking like sometimes they don't even be caring about that.
Who?
The aggressors.
Yeah.
Like that's not even what they're thinking about. Like it's like, oh man, like,
they don't.
Like they be thinking like, man, we finna fuck some shit up.
Yeah. Do I think it was taken too far? Yeah, of course. Even in the situation, I feel like if you outnumbered or whatever, then okay, cool. I mean, if you gotta use weaponry to get up out of a situation or whatever, it is what it is. That's just how I was taught coming up.
I mean, we all carry knives nowadays.
Yeah, but like in that situation, it seemed to be, even though there was two of them, the guy Austin Metcalf was the one that was like doing everything. Being
aggressive.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, if it's a one-on-one situation, but like I'm not. It's just too much to think about. The guy wasn't trying to kill the kid. You know what I'm saying? But also, I don't think the story is what it is. They was trying to make Carmelo Anthony out to be a bad kid.
But that's what you
and
do.
And he wasn't. Like, he was a good kid, too. They started posting up these photos of him.
What
like,
do you mean when you say a good kid, too? Was the other two kids good kids as well?
No, that's what they're portrayed as in the media. I said they was trying to portray Carmelo Anthony as to being a bad kid.
Yeah.
And they were putting photos of him, like, holding guns and stuff. But it was guns, bro. It was like, no, it wasn't even a real gun. It was like aerosoft guns. And he was in there with white kids.
It was probably one of their guns.
Yeah, it was aerosoft guns.
Metcalf was probably there too.
Exactly.
They were friends at some point.
At some point, they was cool, bro.
They ended up putting up photos of Austin Metcalf and his twin brother, which his name is Hunter. And they have real guns, real rifles and stuff.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So you making something out of nothing.
I
don't say that to diminish.
Where is this story based out of?
Texas.
Of course. Okay.
Yeah, that's where the whole shooting takes place.
And Texas is Texas.
Yeah, but it was a knife thing this time. It was.
But it doesn't matter.
Texas is stand your ground or whatever.
Yeah.
And they said, like, they were flaring it up because there was some form of white supremacy around the area. But I don't think that it's that.
So they Michael Browned him?
And the rumors was, like, how they spread the rumors about Carmelo Anthony being, like, the bad kid or whatever. There also was rumors of Austin Metcalf and his brother Hunter being bullies.
Oh, does that not make sense to you?
Right.
Yeah, and they're on the football
team. The fact
team.
that his dad kind of acknowledged that it was probably his son's attitude that got him into this, I think that kind of affected why he came out with that statement.
No, he didn't really say that. He just said that this kid made an unfortunate decision and that he didn't blame the kid, but he just felt like...
Maybe because deep down he knows how his kids are?
No, he portrayed his kids to being good kids too. So
I
don't think he felt like that. I just don't think that his dad necessarily felt like the kid Carmelo Anthony was a bad kid either.
He's a good dude then. He's a good dude.
I think that he doesn't care. I really don't think he cares.
I
think it's really saving face at this point.
No. Not if you... Did you watch it?
Yes. I think it's saving face.
I don't think that, bro.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think it's saving face at this point. It's because look, my kid's like actually fucking fucked up and killed this kid. But like he's a good kid. I think he's a good kid.
No, that's not the one that killed the kid. The father I'm talking about is of the one that
the twins.
died.
Oh, you're talking about the other one.
The twins.
No, I got you.
The twins' father.
Yeah. I'm talking about him. And for your son to just pass and you to be given this much grace and just trying to understand the situation and make some sense out of it.
That's what black parents do.
No, that was the white guy.
The kid's white?
The kid's white that passed away.
The twins. The two twins. No.
Carmelo Anthony is the black kid that killed the white kid.
Okay, I got
Austin Metcalf is the one that died.
I'm a little confused.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, no, it swapped around, bro. It swapped around.
Swapped around, yeah.
Yeah, so the father that I'm speaking on is the white father. And, he was offering the grace. And I think he was real poised in how he was conducting himself in the interview. He was really mad that people were race baiting on the internet that have nothing to do with the situation. I don't think it has nothing to do with that. It's an unfortunate thing. I don't think Carmelo Anthony was trying to kill this kid. He just did something. I think that they were trying to bully him out the spot, from my personal opinion. They were trying to bully him out the spot. He was underneath the tent because it's raining. He's actually participating in this track event. Y'all not even in the track event. Y'all just breaking down equipment and stuff. And he's sitting there to get out the rain. Y'all come over there telling him, get out the tent. Bro, it's raining. You want me to sit in the rain?
They probably definitely bullied him.
Yeah. The fact that any human being would try to take someone out of their little shelter when it's raining is just an asshole at that point.
If that was me, I'd be like, bro, look, I'm going to come back.
Right.
This will be the last one that I'll come and grab.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Real quick.
Nah, but they wasn't even trying to break it down. That's the thing. Like, they just came back to the tent, seen him there. That's why it don't add up. So y'all sat there, from y'all perspective, y'all came back to the tent, seen this random kid. Y'all sat there. Then he was making rude comments, and that's when you decided to say something.
Even that whole rude comment thing sounds very suspect to me.
It does, bro.
Unless you guys instigated the event that he's going to say something to y'all.
That's what's said, though. You got to justify the means. You know what I'm saying? Like at some point.
And
sometimes
I'm thinking
you have to justify the means.
And I'm thinking as a kid, right? So if me and my brother was out there doing something and then something like that end up happening, you're probably not gonna tell your parents, oh, we was picking on this kid and then this happened. You gonna try to make it seem like, man, he was saying these things or whatever, and then we said something to him. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think like a child.
You gotta make sure that it justify the means, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like sometimes you gotta make it justify the means.
Yeah, so the internet's doing what the internet is doing.
They always do that though, bro.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. It's two lives that's in turmoil right now. Two families that's in turmoil right now. I don't think it has anything to do with race. Believe me, when things have to do with race, they have to do with race. I don't like when it's complicated, because then the things that are truly about race, you look at it and be like, oh no, it's not about that. Because you're making everything about it. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's a battle of ego. People trying to bully somebody out their spot, out their position. This guy knows that he's outnumbered, and he felt like he had to do whatever he had to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Not making it right, but it's understandable. Can we what?
Can we lighten this up a little?
All right, yeah, let's
because you are preaching right now. Like you are elder astonished.
It was an unfortunate situation. We got
right
it
now, and I feel you, like bro. Like let's lighten this up. Let's lighten this podcast up.
All right,
as soon as you start speaking into the mic, you got this.
All right, so
hey man, look,
to lighten up the situation,
I ain't gonna let y'all keep double teaming me like this, Paul.
Pause.
Jeez. Straight up.
Who's winning the pause game right now?
I think I'm losing terribly.
Yeah, you're there. You're losing.
I mean,
I'm down bad.
Forfeiting yourself over here, goaltending and shit.
I'm down bad, bro. I'm just put it out there. So to lighten the mood, man. Next topic, bro. Does Anthony Edwards' baby mama got a point or nah?
No.
So she ended up hopping online to try to and for those that don't know, Anthony Edwards got a baby mama by a woman that's actually Lil Baby's baby mama too.
And relinquish his throne.
And what he said was before she even had the baby, he said, I don't want to keep the baby.
I'm good.
And she was like, well, I want to keep the baby. And he's like, well, why would you want to keep a baby that's going to be fatherless? And she was like, well, if you don't want to step up to the plate, she tried to put it on him, right? So
that is Michael Jordan's son.
Yeah,
I swear to God, that is Michael Jordan. That sounds like something that MJ would say.
Man, he moved better than Michael Jordan's real son. Like he
absolutely does.
But so, and I've seen a whole lot of back and forth with women on this. Some women are siding with him, and some women just think like he a deadbeat. I don't think that way.
I don't think he's a deadbeat. I think that like if that's what you want though, bro. Like if you don't think that you can I guess he gave her the bread for the kid, though, didn't he?
Yeah, so what ended up happening was a couple things ended up happening. So when she tried to file for some child support or whatever, she ended up trying to move from Atlanta to California because California,
to make it higher.
Yeah, California boosted up. You know what I'm saying? But they denied that. They like, you're not a California resident. You live in Atlanta, Georgia. Stop playing. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't get that. So they got the child support settlement.
Talking about Lil Baby or Anthony Edwards?
Anthony Edwards.
Did she go through all that with Lil Baby too?
I don't believe so, but I didn't hear anything about it.
Is this this ain't the Jada Waiter girl, is it?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't think it is.
Okay.
Now, that was another situation. No, Jada Waiter, I think she actually had the abortion. Or he had her swallow the pill.
Wait a minute, but I thought that's Lil Baby's girl.
Oh, then it is that. Then it is.
Or his baby. I mean, I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I don't keep up with NBA.
I only keep up with the certain topics that we gotta talk about. I don't know all the particulars. Exactly. It might be Jada Waiter. It might not be. I don't know. I know Anthony Edwards had another situation with a girl that he said, "Yo, I need you to take this morning and after pill, and I need to watch you." You need to send me a video of you taking the pill.
Wow, that's crazy, bro. Yeah. Like, god damn.
Like, this is not his first
rodeo.
Yeah, no, not at all. But the girl, she ended up getting the child support or whatever settlement, and it was gonna come up to everything that he had to pay was like a little bit over $1 million. He paid it all up front.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
He paid it all up front, like, I'm going to get this out the way so I don't have to deal with nothing. Don't ask me for nothing.
And then he relinquishes, you know.
Yeah, yup.
His father dumb.
Yeah, because he don't want nothing to do with it. I feel like, listen, if women have my body, my choice, what does the father have? You should have some type of choice. So if you didn't want the kid and you told her you didn't want the kid before she had it, she decided to have it. If you pay your child support up front, it shouldn't be no problem with this. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I guess if you sign your name away.
Yes.
If you sign your name away, then.
Like, because ultimately, right, say you have a little session with a little lady and that ends up happening. This is not somebody you ever anticipated being with. It's just a mistake that happened. Now, granted, both of y'all are responsible for that mistake happening, but it's only one person that wields the power of choice.
Because it's the woman.
Right, she's got to carry the baby.
She's going to always have it, bro.
So the thing is, I believe in my body, my choice for a woman.
Yep.
You should have that. But what other options does that give that to the father if he didn't want that?
It doesn't give any options.
No, it does. Anthony Edwards just gave the other option.
But what about the option if I want to have that kid? That option is not the option. There's only a one-sided option, bro.
Yeah, if you a father and you want the child and the woman says no, there's nothing you could do about it. And you don't get nowhere from that. So at least you have this other side of things. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm going to pay my child support up front. I don't want nothing to do with it, and don't ask me for nothing. You know what I'm saying?
If I paid my child support up front and wanted to see my kid, then it probably wouldn't happen. I mean, if it came down to that, that's what I'm saying. It's more of that they have the power than we. You know what I'm saying? Like he relinquished his power. You know what I'm saying?
But wasn't the whole thing the reason she got internet famous right now is because she went on Instagram talking about all the people that were talking about her?
Yeah. Yeah, she ended up saying that
you gotta understand that though too,
bro.
Like, he knew who he was dealing with.
Yeah,
and he probably was prepared.
Well, he got to do way better. Like, that's first.
Because that was $1 million mistake.
Yeah, but
like that was $1 million oopsies.
But it could be way more than $1 million.
No, it could be. But what I'm saying is that, like, let's just say, like, he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna give you $1 million. This should take care of everything."
He gave her like $600,000 to get the abortion.
I get that.
And she didn't do it. And she kept the money.
Did y'all ever see the Dave Chappelle when he was like, "Here, you got to sign these papers before we do anything"? That's what he should have did, the whole prenup shit. That's how.
And I understand you, Javi, but what I'm saying is that, like, I think that he should have definitely just paid it off. Like, if he was gonna do that, just paid it off in the beginning. Because you know she was going to... Come on, man. Are you serious? Astonished.
Pay what off in the beginning?
Astonished. Just pay the child support off in the beginning.
Astonished. He did that.
No, I know that. I'm talking about when you said that he gave her $600,000.
To get the abortion.
Yes. Do you think she just was going to do that?
Well, I think that's what he hoped for.
She didn't have to do that.
No, she didn't have to.
And she didn't, right?
But you give somebody incentive.
So what did she end up doing, bro?
Keeping the baby.
Keeping the baby.
As a paycheck,
so now
a guaranteed monthly paycheck.
Look, we say $1 million. So it's probably not $1 million. It's probably way more than $1 million.
No,
right?
I seen it. It's a little bit over $1 million.
A little bit over. So she just got a little bit over $1 million to take care of her kid.
Yeah, all up front.
All up front.
But the thing is, Anthony Edwards just had a prior situation to it where he just had the girl.
Is he still on his rookie contract?
No, he ain't.
No. All right, so then he can do that then. I guess
that's what I'm saying. He got the bread.
I guess he got the bread.
What's $1 million? This guy's making 200 plus.
Nigga, I am not giving $1 million. I am not having any kids.
Well, you shouldn't.
No.
But this is something that is
what? You got to wrap it up.
Even if I had like $360 million, bro.
Well, this is like seems to be.
I'm not just missing Javi.
No,
come on, man. You are the most sensible person out of the podcast.
Wrap it up. You wrap it up.
But everybody's not sensible. So he is in a position where he can make this mistakes. If it's only $1 million mistake, he's also, that's just from his contract. He also is signed to Adidas.
That's crazy.
So he's making bread in multiple areas. So his $1 million is like a penny to us.
I'd rather go fuck that off in Vegas with you guys.
Yeah, I mean,
than give it to somebody for a baby that I don't want to have.
A lot of people,
like that's
a lot of people feel that way.
But to even admit that, you know what, I don't even want to be with this baby.
Right.
So I'm gonna give you $1 million to like go away, and I'm gonna sign my. That's even more trash.
That's just gonna be on the internet when that kid's grown up, and he's gonna be like, "Damn."
He's gonna see that.
Yeah, but he don't care about that because
that
he didn't
$1 million
want
is gonna be gone.
That's despicable.
The what?
That $1 million will be out of there. He's not even gonna see that $1 million.
It's not.
His mama is gonna twerk and have brunch, and buy expensive cars and Christian Dior.
But what does that have to do with him? Nothing.
Anthony Edwards.
Yes, nothing.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the kid now.
It don't matter about the kid. That's on her then.
It does.
No, it's on her then.
That's terrible.
This nigga.
You niggas are diabolical if y'all saying that's like.
No, this nigga told her, I don't want to have another child. I want you to get an abortion. She knew how he felt. She still decided to have the child. So what is his obligations at that point?
That's so Karl Malone right now.
Right.
No.
That is so Karl Malone.
Karl Malone didn't take care of his child.
No, he didn't want to either. He damn near did the same thing.
Yeah, and Karl Malone's a whole different situation. That's a minor. Like that was with a minor, bro. That's a whole different deal.
That's so Karl Malone-ish, bro.
But
this whole thing is
the
wild
nigga fulfilled his obligations. He paid the child support up front. You don't have to ask me for anything. I didn't want nothing to do with this child.
So when that nigga come back when he 30 and you like 60, like, yeah, dad, you was a bitch ass nigga.
It is what it is. I'm not your father.
Damn.
No, don't call me daddy.
That is crazy.
Listen, find somebody else to call daddy, nigga. You not mine.
Bro.
I paid up front for you not to be mine.
I'm gonna tell you right
now.
Listen,
my money, my choice.
Look, y'all hate.
You said my body, my choice. My money, my choice.
No, Javi, come back. Y'all hate me on the podcast, and y'all gonna let this nigga say this
that shit is that shit's outlandish. What he is saying right now,
bro. Straight up.
I mean, I just feel like men should have a choice in this situation too.
I understand where you're coming from. They should. We all get what you're coming from.
When the shorty's there already, like you can't really like dictate what's going on anymore.
You can. You have
no. What he lost that. He lost that privilege when he decided to fuck her without a condom.
He should have watched her.
I don't agree with that.
He should have watched her do what she was gonna do if he really felt that way.
I do not agree
for real.
With that.
He should have made sure the deal was done. He was on some bullshit.
Okay, Javi.
So he deserves
Javi. Look it. Let's put this scenario right. Say you did wear a condom and the shit broke just in the process, right?
At that point, you did what you could have. That's a hypothetical where it's like,
the same things happen. The same thing happens. Now, do you view it differently?
I wouldn't view him as such a dirtbag because he did his due diligence, but it sounds like he was just trying to get a nut off, raw dog, and then had a kid, and then was like, "Here, I don't want to have it," and now your whole life you got to deal with this consequence. You people make stupid little mistakes all the time, like you said, but you got to live with them.
You make mistakes all the time, but you ain't got $1 million to fucking pay yours off.
But that should be happening to broke people too.
Yes, that's what I'm
broke
saying.
dudes be having the same situation
people all the time. Like,
if you think about it,
but we don't have the $1 million to be like, yo, go ahead and fuck off.
Nah, but even then,
look, go outside, nerd.
No,
like we don't get that.
But that's look.
But if it was a breakthrough that did the same shit, fucked raw dog, had a baby, and then said, "I don't want the baby," we'd look at him like a dirtbag because it was like your choice. You fucked her without a condom that night, and that's your responsibility.
But listen to this. Now, if the guy is thinking, "I can't afford this child," you know what I'm saying? I'm broke myself. I can't afford this child. I don't think we should have this baby. And the woman still has the baby. The guy is forced to be on child support. You can't escape child support, my nigga.
Unfortunately, it comes back to the fact that you have that choice. You know you're broke. Why you fucking this girl raw dog?
Man, indeed, bro.
Okay,
right?
But in the same situation, if he did wear a condom and then it just broke, he'd still be in that situation.
Stop with these hypotheticals, bro.
I mean, I'm just saying because
this nigga went in raw dog. He went in straight glizzy guy.
I'm not saying
like stop it, bro.
I'm not saying he's the smartest person.
Yes.
But the thing that's
Michael Jordan's son. Like you think that Michael Jordan's son was not gonna go in raw dog?
The thing that y'all are saying is putting it in a box where it's like every situation has to be like
We're not talking about this situation. We're talking about his.
I'm talking about everything over.
We're talking about his situation.
No, nigga. Like, niggas should have a choice in some shit. Like, that's all I'm saying.
They should
like,
have a choice, and they should make better decisions.
So if you got $1 million, you can make a choice.
yes. And
pay
niggas
for that
is
choice.
still gonna be,
you can pay for your choice.
Niggas is still gonna be on some dickhead ass motherfucking, I stand on the women's side ass shit. Like, nigga, I said I don't want this child, regardless.
Then don't fuck her.
Okay, but if you did fuck her with a condom, that's why I brought up that perspective. If you did fuck her with a condom on and it broke, then you end up in the same situation. So how you rectify that?
The nigga says it's a nigga that's going home to 2 of his kids and his wife.
That I wanted.
Get the hell out of here with that shit.
That I wanted.
Get out of here with that shit.
That I wanted.
Like, of course. What I'm saying is, so stop with all of that fucking shit you're talking about. Bro, look, you know you wouldn't do no bullshit like that.
Why do you think she had...
You know what I'm saying? You know, brother.
Why do you think...
No, you, my nigga, you. Hold on, you.
Listen.
If you was Anthony Edwards, you would not do that shit, my nigga.
I'm not thinking about what the fuck I would do.
I'm just saying. So what we're talking about is insignificant right now.
No, it's
not. It doesn't even matter because you're arguing something you wouldn't even do.
Because, Nick,
why are we even arguing then?
Why the fuck would you look at the world based on just what you would do?
Bro, because...
You have to look at it on an overall perspective. Everybody's not the same.
You looking at it as a nigga that got like $1 million and shit that could pay off for a baby.
No, what I'm looking at...
If you had $1 million, you could pay a baby off, you wouldn't do it, though.
That's actually not
what
I'm looking at it as. That's actually not what I'm looking at it as. I'm looking at it as the broke nigga that can't afford the kid and says, yo, I can't afford this. I don't think we should have this.
Then what Javi said, he shouldn't even have fucking did it in the first place.
That's what it comes down to.
But
period. Then that was a dummy. Then go get another job. Go get another job, nerd. Go get another job, nerd. Go work at Burger King now, nerd. Because you have another baby. Go work at Burger King, nerd.
Okay.
That's your fault.
What about the fathers that want to be fathers and they can't because the bitch they had kids with won't allow them to be?
That's a whole other story then.
Okay, now because
that's not a money thing. That's not a money thing.
That's love on the podcast.
You talking about a money thing,
right?
That's not a money thing, nigga.
No,
that's a bitch being a dumbass bitch thing. Two totally different syllables.
I don't side with y'all niggas and how the fuck y'all feel.
I'm saying, bro, if I have a baby, bro, I'm not gonna turn my back on the nigga.
This nigga upheld his responsibilities. He's paying for the child. He just don't want to be involved.
Yo, what you saying? What you saying? You know what you're saying sounds like a motherfucker that's like, I'm gonna go ahead and get drunk as fuck, go drive on the highway, get into an accident. It's all right. I'll just pay off that dead person. That's the same shit. Just because you got the money, it's like, you have the decision to not drink. You have the decision not to drink, but then you can't be mad at the results.
That is a fucking terrible comparison.
It is not. It's actually pretty good.
That is fucking. There's jail time. There's jail time that comes with
it. And there's jail time with you not fucking with your kid.
No, there's not.
You won't have no passport. You won't have a driver's license.
Not if you paid your child support, nigga.
Well, nigga, you can't just pay off. You can't pay off your mistakes like that. It was a mistake that you chose to make. And you just want to be able to pay it off.
You can't pay off your mistakes.
Bro,
you can't do that.
I don't think it's...
Yo, Chris, this motherfucker rich.
He's a rich-ass nigga, man. Stylish is rich,
bro. Y'all niggas sound dumb as fuck.
You are rich, bro.
Y'all niggas sound
rich.
dumb as fuck.
That nigga's a millionaire.
That nigga's rich.
No, nigga. Like, I'm thinking of the perspective of the nigga that can't afford it.
No, you're not.
Yes,
if he can't afford it, he wouldn't do it.
You're arguing like a person that has money right now. You really are. You're not arguing in a point where the guy that doesn't have any money. You're not arguing from him at all, bro. You're arguing at a point where if I got this money, I can pay that shit off.
Arguing
I should be able to.
That nigga will never have the money.
Right.
So you're talking about the guy that's broke?
Because you talk too fucking much. I can't even say a fucking point.
Here we go.
You know what I'm saying?
Here we go.
All right, no more yelling. Okay, say what you got to say.
The thing is, the nigga paid his shit. What I'm saying is, I don't agree with what the fuck he did, and that's why I think y'all got y'all fucking signals crossed. I'm not saying he's a fucking smart individual, but doing what the fuck he did. I think he makes a lot of dumbass decisions. But what I'm saying is, you're gonna be a deadbeat father, but it's for a child you never wanted in the first place. You came up front and you told this woman, I don't want to have this child, and if you have the child, I don't want to be involved in that child's life.
That's
so
wild.
you as a woman made
Wow.
the decision to still do that, knowing everything that comes with it. And so then when you have the baby,
why he bust the nut in?
And then when you have the baby,
why did he go and why did he? If he knew that in the first place, why he?
See, this nigga is still talking, bro. Like I can't even finish a fucking point.
Cause your point is pointless, nigga.
It is what it is.
Your
You think it's pointless, and that's what it is.
It is.
Like,
and the pod thinks it's pointless too.
Nah. Somebody
comment on. Everybody needs to comment. We're gonna set up the fire.
Like, what rights should a nigga have, bro? Like you think a nigga should have no fucking
the right? He needs the right.
Okay, look, we gonna go to commercial break, man. Fuck this. It is what it is.
The Astonishingly Odd Podcast. Every Monday, 11:30 a.m. Make sure you like and subscribe. Let's go. It's the OWD family. We're gonna do our thing.
Welcome back to the Astonishingly Odd Podcast. I want to apologize in advance for my co-host not giving men their rights and whatever. But it's
this nigga is wild.
But it's all good though.
This nigga is wild, man.
Moving along.
Yeah, it's just, you know what? Why you just like always just like throw me under the dirt, bro?
Moving along.
Cause I'm cold. You know what I'm saying? Like, one pot of the year 4 times in a row.
Chicago is deciding not to have a Cinco de Mayo parade with fear of everything that's going on with ICE and our presidential situation. So basically, they don't want people to get hemmed up just because they celebrating Cinco de Mayo. That would look crazy as well. Crazy as hell.
I think the people themselves are probably scared to show up. There's just a fear right now of them being anywhere.
Stay home.
It's probably
stay home.
It's a setup.
For real,
any
setup.
Big
stay
Mexican
home.
event nowadays might be a setup for ICE.
Yep. Stay home. Because they're going to be looking. They're going to be checking. They're going to grab niggas. Stay home. For real.
The other thought that I have on the situation is like, I just think Chicago wanted to shut that shit down in general.
Yeah, because that shit was wild.
Yo.
No. Y'all talking about September 11th, Independence Day.
Independence Day is wild.
That's in September.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's still going to happen because it's not the illegal immigrants that are doing that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the ones with the...
But... Chicago is gonna try that same strategy for that because that shit really gets shut down.
That shit ain't gonna work.
That
shit ain't gonna work,
bro. Look, that shit be like he said. That shit shuts down streets and everything, bro. Look, y'all don't be moving.
I know.
Bro, all they can do is look. Let me check your ID. You gonna cut that whole thing off while y'all doing spinneroonies in the middle of the road. Donuts?
Yeah.
We gonna be checking IDs, nigga.
Let me make sure you a citizen.
Bro, me and Javi and one of our guys, Lance, shout out to Lance, man. We definitely got to get you up here at the pod too. But we went out one day just trying to kick it on some homie shit. Didn't realize it's Mexican Independence Day.
Oh, shit. I did the same thing too. I'll tell you my story after this.
Bro, we went from one place and then we was trying to go somewhere else and then we was just stuck. In traffic, bro. Like locked up traffic. Just back then. We was stuck for like 45 minutes, maybe longer.
What year was this, bro?
It was like maybe 2 years ago.
Okay.
We were trying to go down to like Fulton Market area.
Okay.
And
it was no way, bro.
It was the city that shut it down though, because it was like garbage trucks blocking the street. Because they wanted to like try to control they wouldn't let you get on the expressway. So
bro, do you remember when I was living on Chestnut? I had copped that BMX bike.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So, bro, I had to go to Pilsen.
Talking to the mic, Chris.
But the day that I got it was on Independence Day.
Oh man,
bro. So I go
in
Pilsen, bro. So I go grab it from homie and shit. He was like, "Yo, bro." He was like, "Man, I forgot to tell you it's Independence Day, bro." He was like, "Man, you should get up out of here as quick as you can, bro, because it's gonna go down." I'm like, "All right, bro. I thank you." Dope ass like Dino.
Yeah.
Bro, put in the car, drive around, get caught up in like the side streets, guys.
There were side streets.
Bro, it was a school. Try to turn in through the school. Oh my God. Some Tahoe comes in, gets stuck. Whatever gang was over there came in and took the top of the hydrant off, fire hydrant off.
Yeah.
Threw it in the back window like,
Shit.
broke that shit. Fucked dude up because it fell out of the car. They picked it back up.
Oh, my
threw it
God.
up the other window like,
Damn.
Bro, I'm just like, man, I need to get the hell up out of here, bro. This dino bike. Got up out the jam, bro. This dude did the U-turn, came out, and them niggas was still. Ever since then, I knew that Independence Day was not a day that you fuck around and be.
How'd you get stuck riding a bike? You could have just gone.
I wasn't riding a bike. I had a car.
Oh, okay.
I went and picked the bike up in my car.
You should have left the car and took the bike.
Hell nah.
Biked up out of there.
No, I'm
Ain't no
black,
way.
bro. I am not gonna be sitting in Pilsen
Ain't no way.
on
Ain't
Mexican Independence Day, bro. For real, not happening.
But yeah, I do be frustrated by all of that stuff that they be pulling off sometimes. I mean, I'm all for the race, but y'all be doing too much, closing down all these fancy people's streets. And
That's because you Guatemalan, man, and y'all different.
no, the Mexican Guatemalan
Y'all
people be
different,
out there at the same
Guatemalans
time.
like, you know what? Why would they do this?
Yeah,
to
they
him?
do. They be having both flags on there.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, anybody that's out there still trying to celebrate.
We don't do Cinco de Mayo, so
Yeah.
they could keep it.
You know,
That's what white people call it, anyways.
Yeah, it's always everybody that's not Mexican that just want to go out there. They just use it as an excuse to get drunk.
They
Yeah.
I ain't mad at it.
White folks too.
think it's
So they
St. Patrick's
put on
Day.
some-
They're just
some
like, oh, it's the
girl,
Mexican
you know?
St. Patrick's Day. They've been waiting for Cinco
When
de
they put
Mayo.
on, and Cinco de Mayo is it like a day of like respect or something?
Nah,
like
it's
that? Like,
there was a fight in Puebla or some
Okay.
kind of little battle that was won.
you know it.
All right, I do want to bring up something before we get into the segments, man. So there's this Chris Brown statement that's floating around where he says, "A married man is a dead man walking at the mercy of his wife. I could never get married for any reason. I don't think marriage is meant for men. Any married man is a finished man. I understand what marriage is, and that's why I can never get married. Marriage is a scheme where men go in for love while women go in for money. And when the woman gets the opportunity, she divorces you and leaves you with 75% of everything you ever worked for. Being in love is something only men feel for women these days. Women only feel for money. I'm at a place in my life where the only people I love are my kids and my mom for the rest of my life. I can never get married because I know it'll end with me divorcing and losing everything I worked for my whole life." How do y'all feel about that?
I'm gonna defer to Javi on this one.
Chris Brown sounds like a very insecure man right now.
Really?
Like he can't. I mean, I feel him. I know where he's coming from, but
He's never been married though, bro.
yeah. But why is that? Does he feel like he can't get a girl to love him for real?
No,
That it's
I don't-
only
I
for the
don't-
money?
I definitely don't think that's the problem.
It sounds like he's insecure. Like he can't have a woman fall in love with him
Do
for
you
real.
think that's a problem?
I think that when you're somebody that generates that amount of income,
Yeah, that's
you
what it is
start
too. He
to
sounds like a rich
question
person. That was my other thing.
Everyone.
yeah, you start to question people's motives for being around you in the first place.
It's still an insecurity. It's that he has.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that it's a unwarranted insecurity or incorrect insecurity in that situation.
I
You know what
agree.
I'm saying? So
He's not wrong. Everything he said was right.
I understand it. I mean, just right now, I heard that Birdman and Birdman was dating Tony Braxton.
They got married.
They got married.
divorced, and then
Like,
got
two-
married again. Or no,
like-
they didn't. They didn't divorce. I'm sorry.
No, she filed for divorce 2 weeks later, and then on the divorce papers said their separation date. They got married on the 8th. She said their separation date was on the 10th. So and then she didn't undivorce it. She just moved the divorce further along.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, from the start point. So they could possibly rectify whatever, but I just think when you're in that position, you start thinking about those things. And I feel like you have to, because at that point, you don't know people's intentions all the time.
That's why you get a prenup.
Well, yeah, that's true too. But yeah, I
But
mean,
how
I
many
don't.
women actually want to abide by?
I think at this point in life, everyone should just get a prenup. If you're gonna get married, get a prenup for sure. Even if you ain't got nothing, you might have something in the future. It's just like an insurance plan. You don't plan on getting into an accident. Obviously, you're gonna buy a car for the love of it.
But, I
But
don't know
you
a
never
chick
know
that's
what's gonna
be like,
happen.
Yo, you know what? Yeah, man. Unless you got enough money. It's like, yeah, man, I got enough. You got enough money, like for me to be comfortably.
Yo, how does
cool
that?
and
How
have
does
a prenup.
how does that work? What if your wife is the breadwinner and you divorce? Do you get like her money, or is that
Yes.
just a man thing?
No,
it's
that
not
happens
just
to
a
men
man
too.
thing,
They
bro,
get
at all.
they
So
get money.
listen, guys, if you don't have nothing, only do a prenup if your woman don't have nothing too.
Man, just trash ass niggas. I want a podcast full of trash
Like it,
ass niggas right now.
like if your woman is just she got everything.
Oh my
No.
god.
Ain't no
I'm
need
not
for that
saying that.
prenup.
I told y'all, even if you
Javi,
broke, get a
Can you
prenup. That's what I
please-
said.
can you
That's what I
please
said.
get your guy right. Like he
It
is
is what
going
it is.
crazy.
I mean, I'm
right
the
now.
only alpha male in this motherfucker.
Shut the
This
fuck
month.
up.
Don't blame me.
man.
Oh,
It's time
hell
for us to end
no.
this podcast now. Because now the alpha male.
Yo,
all right. Let's see what happens when this podcast comes out.
Yo, they're not even alphas no more. I'm a sigma. Ask the kids about that.
Javi, man, you know what? I'm not even gonna speak on that because you the same nigga that went to the fucking St. Patrick's Day parade to kick it with the kids. Watch them throw up in corners and shit. I don't know what you want. Why you know what the kids is doing?
I used to tutor. I was tutoring some kids. They taught me the lingo. They're on sigma now. They went past the alpha on sigma.
Let's go, man. Let's get to
What we
the
got
segments,
next?
man.
No, we ain't got, I know we got something else, don't we? Got something else dope to
It
talk
was
about.
just nothing on my heart to really speak
Oh no,
on.
let's
in
go
the topics.
Coachella. So check it out. Did y'all hear about like T-Pain saying like, you know what I'm saying, like he been waiting 20 years to actually perform at Coachella?
He performed?
Yeah, man.
Nice.
And I heard it was an amazing show.
Well,
That's
T-Pain
dope.
is amazing, so like I could believe that.
Yeah. Like it was an amazing show though, I heard. Like
It's
bro,
crazy that it take 20 years,
20 years
for you to get the
T-Pain
call.
to be at
Yeah, no, that's
Coachella?
wild. That's
Crazy.
wild. They definitely didn't somebody back out. I think Kanye backed out one time. I guess you can't really replace
Did
Kanye with.
did he back out?
Yeah, he
Who would
backed
they
out.
put? Post
and
Malone?
they put Post Malone.
They always put Post Malone when somebody backs out.
Travis Scott.
I
man.
think they put
Yeah.
like Travis Scott or something like
Oh.
that. It had to be somewhere up there. You know what I'm
Travis
saying?
probably was there already.
I don't think you could replace Ye with T-Pain, but he
No,
definitely.
T-Pain played like when it was still light out, bro.
Yeah, he definitely should have been up there. So I'm glad he got his opportunity. Also, Missy Elliott performed at Coachella. She came out as a Transformer, not that Transformer, the real ones, the cars.
Like
Yeah.
a Decepticon.
Yeah. She came out. Which Missy Elliott is one of the greatest performers of all time, man. You know what I'm saying? And if people don't know that, y'all should know that, and she should definitely get her credit for that.
Would y'all ever go to Coachella and like just stink it out?
No.
Y'all
No.
wouldn't stink it out in
Yeah.
Coachella? Just
It's
like
not
not take a
bad.
bath.
Back in the
You
day,
know,
back
like-
in
How long is it?
Just be stinky. It's like a weekend. It's just a weekend.
It's just one weekend?
Yeah, but they do the same concert 2 weekends in a row.
They do the same show?
Yes.
Oh,
2
didn't know
weekends
that.
in a row. So Coachella, unless somebody else is like can't like make it, you know what I mean?
I would
Like,
only do it if I was in like a VIP section type of thing like that.
look, have you ever? Do you know what Coachella is?
Yeah, it's like in the desert. It's kind of like a Burning Man type of thing.
All right, so type shit.
Yeah.
Type shit. So you don't have a place to go like actually like well you do, but like
That
the
little
lines,
VIP
like,
section you think?
long as hell to like take a shower.
Mm.
You're you're living outside. You're eating probably festival food, or maybe you're smart enough to buy a barbecue grill.
Y'all
what I'm
bond.
saying? Like-
Everybody's bonding on this experience of the wilderness and
You
being stinky
you
and shit.
probably gonna you probably gonna smash some stinky ashy.
It's all
ass
part of
white
the fun.
girl. Like it's like that.
It's the
type
experience, you know. You just
Shit. Like you don't.
that
wanna
sounds
go
fun to me.
Coachella.
I'm
I
for
don't
it.
want to go to Coachella.
Nah, hell no, bro.
I'm cool.
I'm good
Unless
off of that. I'm
we
good off of
have
that.
the ability to have a hotel room
Yeah.
and have a private like car.
I'm
that's
not
gonna
going
take us
into.
there and come back, bro.
I'm not going to a public shower, dog.
at all.
Like that's like I'm not. I dread going into fucking porta potties, dog.
Man, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not doing it, bro.
Bro,
Like
just think
ain't
about
no
how many
way.
stank ass feet and
You thought-
nasty
you
ass
thought-
asses has just been like
You
using
be
Irish
hoping that
Spring soap.
you be hoping somebody smells like mashed potatoes.
Irish Spring soap. It's gonna be terrible.
You got to bring all of that stuff with you too.
With
like,
you, too.
Nah, bro. Hell nah, dog.
and you better hope you got a dope enough tent.
And Javi said he'll go to that shit. Look at him, man.
I would.
Yeah.
No,
You
that's
doing
not
that.
no shit for niggas though. I ain't gonna lie.
I'll
Yeah,
probably do
I
it.
don't think so.
It's for
bro. I
Guatemalan,
don't think
Mexicans, and white,
White
people.
people.
so.
That's what it's for.
All right, man. Well, let's get into the segments, man. Chris Ill, I guess we start with you, man. Love advice from the pod.
All right, so this is like a new one, and it's kind of crazy. It's something like I actually saw on the internet. So it's not even really love advice, but it's something that I would just like to put out there just to see what people's opinions are, right? So it says, Anonymous, my wife of 8 years quit her job because she said I make 6 figures. I would be okay with that, but she has 3 kids from her previous relationship that she expects me to fully take care of while their father lives his best life. When she had her job, it was okay. You know, we were cool, like everything was good. But now she wants to quit. I'm not willing to take care of everyone while she sits at home and does nothing. I told her that she needs to get a job because I'm not trying to be the dummy. If you were with me and you were with my wife's position, what would you do?
Well, okay. I feel like this nigga, when you decide to make this woman your wife, right? Regardless if those kids ain't yours, those kids are yours. And if you don't feel like that, then you probably in the wrong relationship. So those kids are your obligation once you decide to get married. You know what I'm saying? Like you should, if it shouldn't be like you have to think of it from the perspective of those are my real
But
kids.
see, I don't think it's all the way that. Let's run back to what you're jumping over. It's the fact that the wife wants to quit her job.
No, I know.
Like I feel like that's more of the problem than him taking care of the kids.
Yeah, but the reasoning behind the problem that he said was not just, okay, we have kids together. It was the fact that I'm going to be paying for kids that
plus her,
aren't mine.
Plus her.
Yes, exactly. So if they were
and
all
he did mention, he was like, and his dad, their dad is living his best life. He's not even a part of their lives.
So he's already taking care of them, but she's just bringing in additional income. So he's been okay with that thus far.
Yeah, but
now if these were all his children,
you think it's cool for her though to like not like work?
I think it's a discussion that has to be had. I just think his excuse is a poor excuse because if they were all your kids, would you be fine with it?
I don't think the kids. I think you're caught up on the kids. I don't think it's
because
the kids,
that's the excuse he gave.
But I don't think it's the kids, bro. I think it's really the fact that she just wanted to quit her job now that she found out he's making 6 figures.
But he didn't.
He was like, that. "Yo, yes, he did."
He didn't say, "I don't want her to quit her job because I need an additional income."
No, he didn't say. He said that she quit. She wants to quit her job when she found out. Meaning she didn't know at first that he made that much money.
No, yes, I understand.
Now he was like they were.
But what was the excuse that he said that where he had the issue with?
No, the issue is with her quitting the job. It's not with the kids.
He mentioned that there was some kids involved, but yeah, his issue is that she wants to quit his job.
I think a huge portion of that he talked about the kids.
No, it's really about her quitting her job.
I mean, the kids do factor into this whole money thing because it's like, it's not just one, it's 4.
If it was just like her, if she quit her job and he was like, I'll take care of everything, it's cool.
Right. But on top of that, there's 3 other kids. So now,
listen,
4 mouths to feed.
Let's just take all of the kids out the equation, right? To just break it down to this point.
All right.
I feel like if there's no kids in the equation, you just if the issue is her leaving her job. That's a conversation that y'all need to have. Now, if you have things that you have to sustain because your overhead is higher because you're kind of like. You're living off of having this additional income as well. Yeah. Then of course, like y'all, we can't do it.
Well, that additional income, brother, will always be amazing. Come on.
No, for sure.
Look, you make $100,000 a year, brother. Your girl's additional income is just amazing with you and your 2 kids. So I can only imagine what that is. What I'm saying is that look, if your girl found out was like
6 figures, dog.
Your girl was like, yo, you know what? Honest. You working for the, you know what I'm saying, whatever. You make 6 figures now. Man, I ain't even finna fly no more. I'm good, bro. Like,
I guess it would depend on if it's low 6 figures or high 6 figures.
I don't even think that matters. I think it's just 6 figures. Like 6 figures could be $100,000.
No, $100,000 that matters, bro. If it's $100,000 compared to $900,000,
And I really feel like if it's a nigga shit, like I really feel it's right. Like, and I'm sorry for y'all. Like, please don't come at me. But I think that homie's making like $100,000 real quick. You know
If he's making,
that's all I really think that it is.
Yo, he's got a high expectation of what rich motherfuckers be making nowadays. He's like, damn, he makes like 180. I was like, no,
exactly.
man,
He's probably making like 150, bro.
That's rich.
She's like, yo, you know what? You make 150 and you can take it. Like, I'm quitting my job now. It's like, no, like now.
Yeah, no, if you're making 150, maybe you can't sustain it just off of, depending on what y'all living situation is. You know what I'm
bro,
saying?
it's probably a 150 living situation with like maybe a 70.
That's a basic situation right there.
Now I'm living at like a $350,000 like
that's a good life.
Yeah, she probably won a lot, and she probably expensive, so that's why he's saying something. Like she probably like, oh, you still expect me to buy you all the things? You have to really break it down and have the conversation. Like, listen, okay, if you want to quit your job, listen, this is gonna change.
I watched this nigga named Brandon from Vegas. I always watch him on Instagram. Because he always shows like all the spots like in Vegas that you need to go to, like if you're like not like a tourist and you want to have like a good time, right?
Nice.
And he was like, he was told a story about like him and his wife, and he was like, talking about the same thing that we're talking about. He said that he took his wife with him on a ride to work, and was like, yo. Then she walked away. She was like, "This is what you do all day." She's like, so you do this all day for this shit is crazy. And it took him to take her on a ride with him for her to understand what he goes through to make that bag that he does make.
Yeah.
So maybe I think that this man might need to do something like that. I mean, if he doesn't work like in a factory.
Just take her along.
Maybe he drives a truck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, look. I got to like go from Chicago to Portland, Oregon. You know what I'm saying? And now you're going to ride this whole like little ride with me for this $5,000 shit load I'm finna get.
That's individual based too, because she might like not even be on that wave. Like, nah, nigga, I ain't trying to go and do all of that.
So then what do you do though then?
So
then what do you do?
What I do, I'm about to get to that point.
Okay.
What I do in that situation is that's the type of situation that can make or break a relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like you have to have hard conversations and see where y'all at. Because listen, if you not trying to get onto my wave, you can be perfectly fine on yourself by yourself on your own. And guess what you gonna do while you on your own? You gonna keep that job that you thought you was going you just thought you was gonna get rid of. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it depends, bro. Like I think everything is individual based. It worked for one person in their scenario. Like, okay, we took this ride along. Oh man, you go through a lot. I understand that. Some women don't want to understand that.
Well, then that's the wrong woman.
Well, yeah, no, for sure. It might be the right woman in somebody else's scenario. Like I said, if it's a high six figures, you making $800,000-900,000.
That's almost $1 million, nigga.
Yeah, so
that's different.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like you have enough to sustain it. Okay, stay at home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if this guy's making $100,000, bro, like the cost of living is crazy.
You should have thought about that in the beginning, bro. Like that's a long way from 100,000 to 999,000.
Yeah. But he's
Javi. What do you think, though, brother? I'm interested in knowing what Javi has to say, like for real.
This man makes how much you said? $1 million?
I'm saying like six figures.
But I really think she just found out he started making six figures, right?
But but I really think it's like low six figures.
Yeah, it had to be because if he just started making the six figures, it got to be somewhere on the low end.
Yeah, he probably got a promotion or some shit like that.
I mean, he's still broke then. If he just started making six figures, that man's still kind of broke. I mean, he's got to pay mortgage. You can't sustain one woman. I mean, how much was she making? If she making,
we don't know that.
So let's say if she was making close to six figures, and they could have had like one of those dink relationships, double income, no kid. Well, no, she had 3 kids.
You have one of those though, y'all.
Right, winning. That's pretty much that's the goal nowadays, is to freaking be double income, no kids. But a lot of people got kids, so now that kind of goes out the window. I think he knew what he was getting into when he started dating her. No, like she had to have. You see those signs. Trust me. You see those signs where it's like, I can see that she starts complaining about her job all the time.
I don't think
she's always talking about how uncomfortable she is and stresses of her job.
But Javi, You could see signs and just not be fully aware of them. So it's not that you're knowing I'm getting into this type of situation. You might have seen the signs, probably ignored them, probably didn't think it was a sign, and thought about it after the fact.
I think at some point that's like the goal, where both of y'all are like, okay, I can tell you really hate your job. I'm probably gonna have to be the one pushing the money right now.
But that's what it is. Like if you have that, like that's the reason for a partner. That's why I was talking bad about this guy, because I know that he knows what that is. Yeah. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel this guy. Like I kind of feel this guy.
Yeah,
like
but you were talking bad about me in a situation where I wanted to be in. I didn't.
Man, you flipped though. You flipped right now the way you just thought.
He did flip on us,
right?
Didn't he?
Yeah, I'm surprised he's thinking that way.
Why?
Because you did flip.
Because you just said that you could buy off your problems.
No,
so was that guy over here?
No, I said a man should have a choice. What I'm saying about with him, he did choose. She came with those kids into that relationship, and he was like, "Okay,
but they
cool.
Both had jobs,
I know. That's why I took the kids out the equation, and I'm able to distinguish the difference between them. But the thing is, I was just saying in regards of a man having a choice. This one, he still had the choice. He made the decision. I'm gonna marry you with your kids. But that's when she had a job. She's changing the game up right now.
She's moving the goalposts.
Yeah, she's changing it.
I got you.
So it's like, okay, now you're making a change, and our finances probably don't agree with that. Which she probably don't know all of the finances. He's probably taking care of a lot more than she knows about.
He's probably taking care of the cribs, the cars, all that shit, and all she's taking care of is her kids.
Yeah, so she like, why not? Oh, you're making more money, so I should just quit this job, and we should probably be able to sustain the same amount.
I think you're taking care of your kids, and the reason why they're having a Mary and all that shit is because you're able to just have to work on that.
Yeah,
and if I'm taking care of everything else, you ain't got to worry about the light bill.
Yeah,
you'll send the car notes,
and the fact that he brought up the kids, mean he don't like them damn kids.
He probably don't. I mean, you're right, and that's terrible.
She can't quit her job with 3 kids.
Yeah, she can't. She can't. Bro.
She can't, because I think what she needs to do is think of the lines of, okay, well, what if I'm doing this by myself?
Right.
You're going to still have to have that job. So now, if you bring that up to him and he disagrees with it, what are you gonna do,
man?
Because what if you get divorced?
You get divorced and you still keep that job.
Anonymous
person.
Whatever. Look, I feel you, and I'm not even mad at you, but I think that like a lot of people probably would be mad at you on what you're doing. But no, you're right.
I'm gonna go back to.
Fine. I ain't gonna lie, you're fine.
I'm gonna stick to what I say, and I stick by it. Is that was his choice. He got that far into their relationship. He made a mistake. He's got to pay for it. But unfortunately, I'm not saying that he needs to pay for this shit.
Pay for it, though?
He ain't got to pay for this one. And
yeah, that's what
honestly,
he does not need to pay for this.
But to my point is, I feel like he saw this coming.
Okay.
I mean, could be, but we're not in that guy's shoes. What I would say about the situation ultimately is, bro, just have the conversation, have the hard conversation, talk about those finances, say why you feel like she can't quit her job. And if she don't rock with it, then maybe y'all in 2 different areas and y'all got to go y'all separate ways, man. And guess what's going to happen? She going to end up keeping that job.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, real quick though. We missed a lot of RIP. I just wanted to bring one up real quick. It's amazing.
Okay.
RIP Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even know that happened,
yes,
bro.
Man.
He had some kind of a thing in his throat too, right?
Yeah, man. RIP Val Kilmer.
Was that lung cancer or throat cancer he died of?
Yeah.
Damn, man.
It ended his acting career.
That happened last week.
Damn. I didn't even see that in the algorithm.
And look, I'm sorry because I didn't get a chance to put a lot of the topics. So
yeah.
I apologize for that. But that was one that just came off the brain real quick that I wanted to put on.
Man, RIP, man, Val Kilmer.
Yeah. That's crazy,
that's
right?
What's y'all?
And I think he's probably like our parents' age at that point. Probably like 65, maybe 66.
Yeah.
What's the first movie you think of when you think of Val Kilmer?
Batman.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, it gotta be.
Gotta be Batman.
It gotta be.
Yeah. Batman, definitely.
He was in other stuff too, but
yeah, he was.
Yeah, but come on, dog. Batman,
I'm sure. Look, put it in the comments. I'm sure y'all know. Like, what is like some good Val Kilmer movies? Like, I know they know.
He got chick flicks for sure.
Cause I would look, cause we don't have Reap right now. That would like be right in his phone right now while we already.
Oh
asking,
yeah.
know Val Kilmer. He performed in 1976.
He was in the Lion's Den.
Yeah, nah, but Batman for sure. I mean, I think that's the one that's probably the top tier of the list of what everybody would know him from. You know what I'm saying? From like all type of ages, man, because you can always go back to Batman.
But was it a Huff Batman? And I'm sorry, Val, that you're dead that I'm saying this. But was this a Huff Batman, though?
There was a lot of hype behind it when it came out, though.
But it was a terrible Batman, though, brother.
Compared to the other ones, yes.
Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Did he come after Michael Keaton, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, he followed up. It was hard.
Yeah, you can't do that. Like, come on, man. But then, thank God for what was Christian Bale.
Yeah, Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Like damn near 1A and 1B best Batmans ever.
Yeah, that's
I don't know. A lot of people make fun of the way he.
That was auto-tune. That was auto-tune.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I couldn't stand it, bro. But that was
Chris Nolan. That was Chris Nolan directing.
He told him to do that.
Yeah, no, yeah. Man, look,
I mean, it was a good movie.
that's what his heart designed.
That's Christian Bale's the Heath Ledge, right?
Yeah, with the Heath Ledger one.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But Heath Ledge definitely.
Heath Ledger.
Well, I'm saying it for short.
Yeah, he was trying to say it fast, Chris.
Yeah, I know it's
give that man.
I know it's Heath Ledger.
Look, don't shorten my name when I'm dead, bro. Like Chris Lag.
Chris,
you remember Chris Lag? Like, don't do that, bro. That's disrespectful as hell.
Well, I mean, I feel connected to him like it's my homie.
That's because you're a disrespectful nigga.
I feel like I could call him Heath Ledge.
All right, so check it out. All right, before we get out of here, real quick, and I wish that everybody was here. Probably should hold this. So
and why don't you just hold it?
Because I'm not. I said
hold
I'm
it.
not. It's
hold
not
it. Hold it.
So
he was in Deja Vu too.
I was in like my group chat with my Coach Seller homies. Shouts out to P.I. Terry Hogan, Larry Legend.
Yes, sir.
Shouts out to all the people. But there was a Mount Whitemore.
I seen that.
And it was Eminem,
Mac
Miller, Paul Wall,
and Russ.
Yeah.
Russ.
I don't think Russ should be the questionable one.
But Russ definitely sells out everything.
Yes.
So like
I'm not
saying that he should be on there.
He's right now.
I'm saying there's a case for it, right? I really feel
I think there's more of a case for Paul Wall.
I think that there's not even a case. The case is for like Mac Miller. Mac Miller
for sure.
Mac Miller needs to be on there.
Right.
He should be on there.
Yes, Eminem's on there for sure.
So Terry Hogan said, I think he said, I'm sorry. Before I say what Terry Hogan was, let's go back. We were talking about LP. And and I was trying to like talk about like why LP should be on the list.
Yeah.
Like company flow, all that
he should
shit.
be. Yeah.
Like,
when you say that, I wouldn't think that off top. But when you say it, I'm like, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas was shitting on me, bro.
Nah, cause Run with the Jewels.
That's all I was thinking about.
Run the Jewels, man. They have like a crazy stretch, and
But that's all they was thinking about was Run the Jewels, bro.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
he did stuff way prior.
I'm talking about like LP from Company Flow, and I had to say it like 6 times, and then like my nigga P.I. was like, yeah, man, I know Company Flow, and then Terry was like, yeah, man, the only niggas that know Company Flow is Ill, P.I. and Larry Legend. I was like, all right, cool. So like. He ended up saying that his was, and I look it up, and I don't want to say it like and be wrong, but I think he said it was LP, MLP, Vanilla Ice, and Paul Wall.
Vanilla Ice.
But what was funny is that we ended up like brainstorming for real, and like we came up with like even like MC Search.
Yeah.
Would y'all put that on? Would y'all put him on the white boy? Who else is like better though? Like that we have right now. Like if you.
I don't know. I think I don't want to say right now. I think next pod maybe we should come with a white Mount Rushmore list for everybody. Yeah, I think we should do that.
Throw Jack Harlow in there maybe.
See, I was thinking that too. Like maybe like Jack Harlow.
Oh hell no.
Alchemist.
Alchemist for sure.
Alchemist ain't a rapper.
Yes, he is. What are you talking about? He's not a rapper.
He puts albums together. But
No.
He came out with an album.
yeah, but nobody remembers him for being a rapper.
I don't know. I think it's something.
No, Terry actually said Alchemist, Eminem, LP, and MC Search. I'm staying corrected. Terry, you said that. That's what you said. I'm looking at it right now. You said Alchemist, Eminem, LP, and MC Search.
Alchemist is a dope producer. He makes good albums, but I don't think anybody will be like, damn, did you hear that bar? Did you hear that bar Alchemist said?
Y'all better let Alchemist take all of Rock Marciano's bars and let him be a rapper, man.
Nah, listen.
If Mobb Deep, I'm sorry, if Prodigy didn't die, Alchemist would have sounded like Prodigy.
You're saying
I mean,
that?
honest.
You're saying that because
I love you, Al. Yeah. I hope you come to the pod, bro.
Yeah, me too. I think MC Search has a case. I'm not just gonna like discard him like that. Look. He does have a case.
Terry said he brought us Nas. That's his case.
Yeah, but it's
he brought us Nas.
But also that's why I discredited it because that Jay-Z bar. I know who I paid, guys. Searchlight Publishing.
Yeah.
You know, and that just makes me feel bad. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Is he Jewish?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's absolutely 1000% Jewish, bro. What do you mean?
And
he's one of the ones Ye's talking about.
Yeah.
No, I think
not really. No,
I think we should do it. Let's do that next pod. Let's do that next pod. We all make an individual white Mount Rushmore,
and then we'll talk, and then we'll compare it to the ones that like.
Yeah, for sure.
But I will say that Mac and M is going to be on mine. So
Mac and M,
that's not going to be those like a surprise.
Those are like hands down, like you can't deny at all.
Let's not let that be a surprise when I say that.
Oh yeah, that's on my list too for sure. Okay, Javi. You have any astonishingly odd facts?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. I'm excited.
Go with
so excited.
Y'all know where the phrase "my bad" came from?
Nah.
The phrase "my bad" came from a poor English-speaking basketball player that used to play for the Golden State Nuggets. Manute Bol. When he came to America, everybody taught him English. Saying, when you make a mistake, say, my fault. It's my fault. Oh, my fault. But he forgot to translate that, and he just started saying, my bad. And everybody started like kind of, that's kind of funny. And everybody just started saying it on the Warriors. And then it just kind of got into the actual announcers. They were like making fun of it too, and they started saying it on TV. And people just went with it.
Man, R.I.P. Manute Bol, bro.
Man, R.I.P. Man, that's crazy.
Is Bobo his kids?
That's a good question.
I think so. I'm just
asking. I'm just, I don't know.
I think so. Let's look.
See,
I'm a fact check it.
Whenever I say something like it's always some bullshit. You know, like I'm just.
You be coming from left field sometimes.
It might be some bullshit. I don't know. I'm just asking.
Good question.
Bull is like
it is.
You hit.
He has 2 sons. Bol has 6 children with his first wife and 4 with his second wife.
Damn.
That boy was
slanging work, nigga.
He was putting that bowl in.
Yeah, so
Bobo.
Yeah, that's on.
That was the first one to come out?
I don't think anybody else made it to the league.
Oh. Bobo.
Yeah, but why you use your last name twice?
African.
Because you can. Yeah, I've seen them do that before in Africa.
Yeah. African. It is what it is, man. Shout out Manute Bol, man.
Shout out Manute Bol, man. R.I.P., bro.
R.I.P., man. That's a good astonishing fact, man. I didn't know that for sure. Sometimes I be wondering where the terminologies that we use come from. So it's good to get that insight. You know?
I can hear him saying, my bad. My bad.
You think Bobo, whenever somebody say my bad to him, he'd be like, yeah, my dad made that.
Nah, he probably know. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, half of the time you don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, did my dad really say that shit? And then they Google that shit. Like some white dude like walked up to him and told him that shit. He's like, really? What's the Google? He went to ChatGPT.
That's what it is now. That's the funny shit right now. Everybody be like, man, I hate when I open up the Explorer window and it takes me to Bing, and I'd be like, Bing, take me to Google. And now we're like, Bing, take me to Google. Google, take me to ChatGPT.
Right. Take me to ChatGPT.
Man.
That AI, give me that. I like that little AI feature that Google has now. I don't even be listening to the other shit now. I'm like, just tell me the AI version.
No, that's fire. That is so fire. I love that. I love that.
What AI feature?
Like when you Google AI shit.
If you ask Google, if you type in something, Google, like you trying to search for something, the first thing that pops up is the AI. And it tells you, it explains it to you right there.
It does the research for you, and it just sums it up.
That happens to my phone all the time. I have an iPhone.
Me too. But I still use Google for sure, even on my iPhone.
That shit happens, man. It happens on everything that we do now.
AI is everywhere.
Yeah,
it's AI, man.
Shout out to AI. We love you, AI. In case you ever come after us.
And the original AI, Allen Iverson, which I love more than the new AI.
Practice.
And I love more than when they try to call Andre Iguodala AI, which I never understood why. There's only one AI, and I don't care that Andre Iguodala won a Finals MVP. I don't care.
Anybody in their life better never called Andre Iguodala AI.
Yeah, no, never.
Yeah, never. That's blasphemous.
Sorry.
Question and the answer.
Yes, sir. So once again, this has been the Astonishingly Odd podcast. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you didn't know, we are on all audio platforms. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. Everywhere you listen to your podcasts and audio spaces, we are there. I go by the name of Astonish.
It's your boy Chris L.
Javi.
And we gonna see y'all next week. Stay tuned, and I promise you, we back next week. We just took 1 week off, so don't get used to that.
It was because of him.
It's because I went on vacation. They'll blame me. It is what it is, man.
You.
Shout out to all my.
Shout
out to Chris Crack for being here, man.
Shout out to Chris Crack.
Yeah,
100%, man. We
shout out to Chris Crack.
Appreciate you sharing your time with us. Shout out to High Speed. Hope to see you
shout out to the brother
week.
Speed for sure. Can't wait to see you, brother.
Yes, sir. Can't wait to see you next week, brother. And shout out to the alpha males out here that believe in men's rights. Yeah,
get this nigga out of here. Just shut it off, bro. Shut it off now.
We gonna see y'all next week.
No, just shut it off.
Peace.
We don't want to hear nothing that he got to say now. Just shut it off.
The Astonishingly Odd podcast. Every Monday, 11:30 a.m. Make sure you like and subscribe. Let's go. It's the ODD family. We gon' do our thing. Astonish. We came to bring the pain but no fame. Picture all the things that we say. It's the ODD family. We gon' do our thing. High speed. We gon' do our thing. Hobby. It's the ODD family. We gon' do our thing. And homie Chris L. We came to bring the pain but no fame. Picture all the words that we say. It's the ODD family. We gon' do our thing. It's the AOP family. We gon' do